Hello, good morning, students. So, you know, right now your chapter 11, Light, Shadow, and Reflection, this chapter is going on. So, today I'm going to end up the chapter, and today I'm going to discuss about the last topic of this chapter. So, the last topic is 11.4, page number 112. So the topic is mirrors and reflections. So today we're going to learn about the main topic, what is called a reflection of light and how it can form images. So this is one property, you can say this is one important property of light. So we all use mirrors at home, basically plain mirrors, to see our own images on it. You look into the mirror and see your own face inside the mirror. What you see is a reflection of your face in the mirror. We also see reflections of other objects that are in front of the mirror. Sometimes we see reflections of trees, buildings, and other objects in the water of a pond or a lake. So here one activity has done, activity number 7. This activity should be done at night or in a dark room. Ask one of your friends to hold a mirror in his or her hand at one corner of the room. Stand at another corner with a torch in your hand. Cover the glass of torch with your fingers and switch it on. Adjust your fingers with a small gap between them so that you can get a beam of light. Direct the beam of the torch light onto the mirror that your friend is holding. Do you see a patch of light on the other side? Now adjust the direction of the torch so that the patch of light falls on another friend standing in the room. This activity suggests that a mirror changes the direction of light that falls on it. Here is an activity that shows light traveling along straight lines that you already know. Light always moves in a straight path and getting reflected from a mirror. Now activity number 8. Fix a comb on one side of a large thermocol sheet and fix a mirror on the other side as shown in the figure 11.9. Spread a dark colored sheet of paper between the mirror and the comb. Keep this in sunlight or send a beam of light from a torch through the comb. What do you observe? Do you get a pattern similar to that shown in the figure? This activity gives us an idea of the manner in which light travels and gets reflected from a mirror. So students, basically from these activities we have got the idea about the reflection of light. So what is called reflection of light we have to know. When a ray of light approaches a smooth polished surface and the light ray bounces back, it is called the reflection of light. The incident light ray which lands upon the surface is said to be the reflected of the surface. So now these reflections are of two types specially. One is regular reflection. It is the reflection from a smooth surface such that the light rays are evenly parallel to each other after the reflection and an image is formed. Another one is irregular reflection or diffused reflection. So already I have mentioned. So irregular reflection, it is another name diffused reflection, and from uneven surface such that the light rays are not parallel to each other and they will not form an image. So in our daily life, in so many places, we can see these regular and irregular reflections basically. So if you will take a torch and you will light the torch, and the ray will fall on the plane mirror by which you can see your own image regular basis, then you can see the regular reflection is happening. Or if it will be any smooth surface, then regular reflection may occur. But if the light rays will fall on an uneven surface, so that moment irregular reflection or diffused reflection will occur. Suppose in our home, inside the room, if the walls are well polished, means if there is any putty has done or plaster of Paris has done on the walls, then you can see when you will switch on the tube lights, the walls will glow little bit more, or it will look very much bright. Means regular reflections means that moment regular reflection will occur. But if the walls are not so much polished, general color or cementing is there inside the room, that moment if you will switch on the tube light, so that moment you can see the walls, it will not look so much bright like earlier case. So that moment you can see the diffused reflection or irregular reflection is occurring. So this way you have to find out in your daily life where you can see these regular reflections and irregular reflections of light, apart from my example. Students, our next topic is the laws of reflection. Actually, all the reflections are happening on the basis of laws of reflection, especially. So, what are the laws of reflection? Laws of reflection states that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So the ray will come from one medium and it will fall on a surface that is called the incident ray. After striking the surface, when the incident ray again it will bounce back to the same medium, means after reflection, so that ray is known as reflected ray. And in which point the incident ray will fall, on that point if we will draw any normal means the line which will make the angle 90 degree with the striking surface, so that line is called the normal. So the normal, these three things, incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence, they'll all lie in the same plane. And second law is angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So always for regular reflection, these two angles always will be equal, and angle of incidence can be denoted by small I, and angle of reflection can be denoted by small r. You have to keep in your mind. And one more thing, always this angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be measured with respect to the normal, not with the reflecting surface. So keep the thing in your mind. And from these laws of reflection, so many points you have to keep in your mind. What is called incident ray? The light ray which strikes the surface, that is called the incident ray. Now what is called reflected ray? The light ray which returns from the surface after reflection, that is called the reflected ray. Now normal, an imaginary line perpendicular to the surface passing from the point of contact, that is called the normal. Now from the diagram also you can see what is called angle of incidence? The angle between the incident ray and the normal. And angle of reflection, the angle between the reflected ray and the normal. So these are the main things or basic things you have to keep in your mind. Our next topic is multiple image formation by setting up the multiple number of plane mirrors. So image formation by plane mirrors at an angle formula. So multiple images are formed when an object is placed between two mirrors at an angle theta. So this is the measurement of angle and which is denoted by theta. Keep in your mind, this is called theta. So number of images formed by, and the formula is small n, number of images small n equals to 360 degree by theta minus 1. This is the formula. Actually, theta is here the angle between two mirrors. If you will set up in such a way two mirrors, and two mirrors will make the angle in between that 90 degree. Any angle you can take in between the two mirrors. So suppose I am taking the angle is 90 degree. So if you will keep the two mirrors in such a way in between them the angle is 90 degree, then in place of theta you will put 90 degree. So then the formula will become n equals to 360 by 90 degree minus 1. So if you will keep any object in that in front of that setup, such type of setup means you have taken two mirrors and you have placed the mirrors in such a way the angle between them is 90 degree, and you have kept one object in front of that setup. So you can see the three images are forming and all are virtual images. It will not form on a screen, so that's why it is virtual. So two types of images are there, one is real and another is virtual. So if the image can be captured on a screen, that is called real image, but if the image cannot be captured on a screen, that is called virtual image. So again I repeat, if any image can be captured on a screen, that is called a real image. But if the image cannot be captured on a screen, that is called virtual image. So in regular life or regular days, the images you can see in your home in the plane mirror, that is obviously a virtual image, because your image you can never capture on a screen. That's why it is virtual. So if you will place any object in front of such type of setup, when the two mirrors are setting up in such a way the angle between them is 90 degree, means they are perpendicular with each other. That moment you can see three images are forming, because you can see the formula is like this way: n equals to, n means the number of image, n equals to 360 degree by theta. In place of theta you will place 90 minus 1. This is the formula. So 360 by 90 means 4. If you will divide 360 degree by 90 degree, you will get 4. And 4 minus 1, the result is coming 3. So means the three virtual images will form for this setup. So if the angle will be 120 degree, then 360 by 120, the result is coming 3. So 3 minus 1, overall 2 images will form for that setup also. So this way you can change the angle between the two mirrors, and different number of images you may get. So this thing you have to keep in your mind. And the last topic for this part, that is the reflections. Due to that, so many devices we can use in our daily life. So one thing that I would like to mention, that is periscope. So inside the periscope, two mirrors are there actually. So in your book also the image is there. So in the periscope, so two mirrors are setting up in two corners in such a way that from one end the light will enter through the periscope, and it should get reflected by one side of the mirror. Again, we knew that the light is passing through the straight line. So using this property, after first reflection gets over, the light will go through the periscope in a straight line, again it will strike on another mirror, and afterwards it will directly fall on our eyes. So this way, if you will observe the setup of periscope carefully, you can really means you will realize the matter. So in our daily life, actually periscope we are using in submarines to see the upper part of the water, what is there from inside the submarine. You can see the upper part of the water. This is one daily life use of this periscope. And sometimes if you will see, means suppose you are standing in other side of the wall, and another side of the wall there are any program, or you can say any football match or cricket match is going on, but you cannot see from the another side of the wall. That moment, if you will set up one periscope on that wall, so, and if you will keep your eyes in one end of the wall, on one end of the periscope, that moment you can see easily the players are playing in the field, or any program is going on in the other side of the wall, that way. So this way you can use the periscope in your daily life. So this is the reflection and multiple images formation part, and this is also the last part of this chapter. Now whatever the part I have explained today, from there few questions to all of you. What is called reflection? How many types of reflections are there? And give some examples from your daily life. Then how you can see the multiple images are forming for the setup of multiple plane mirrors for the different angles. And one example I have already given, means by the reflection of light we are preparing the periscope. So many more examples are possible from our daily life. So search or to find and you find the examples where we are using the reflection of light like periscope. So today up to this, students, I hope you all have enjoyed this part and session. So thanks to all of you. Thank you. Visit again.